is up? Welcome back to my channel if you're new. My name is Brianna and today we are filming my reset. If I look different, or not different, if I look the same as I did in my coffee chat, it is because I am quite literally in the same clothes. It is 2 hours later and here we are. Don't judge, it is just the way that it worked out. I'm picking up my liquid IV down here that I am literally still drinking from this morning. And you know what, we're just gonna dive right in. I've tried to intro this reset for probably the last 15 minutes and I'm just not having it. And I am over trying to get the camera positioned the right way. The doorknob is just right in the way. So we're still navigating, trying to film at my mom's and find a good spot. I love the backdrop of my bookcase, but then when I slouch around, like that doorknob drives me so bananas. And it probably doesn't bother you, but now you'll see it because I've just now made mention it to the earth. But either way, let's get into this month's reset. I was really sad to say goodbye to May. I feel like this was probably my favorite month of the year so far. It was a month full of traveling to Disney, meeting friends, friends getting engaged, beautiful moments with family, nice weather, starting spring. It was just a really, really beautiful month. So what we are going to be doing today is we're going to talk about my May reflection, then we're going to look at my May goals, then we're going to look at the goals that I created for June, and then we're going to talk about my current favorites. So if you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up. I like to call this channel the island of misfit toys, the community of misfit toys. There's no like niching down around here. I film and vlog and do what I like to do, and that's just about it. Stick around, we have a lot of fun around here. It's a very fun community. I love all of you guys, so if you're new, I hope that you'll subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and comment down below any of your goals that you're looking forward to accomplishing in June. But without further ado, let's start out with my May reflection. So let's get into my May reflection. So first and foremost, my top moments and memories of the month. Number one, Disney with friends. Going to Disney with your friends that get Disney was just like a whole nother level of enjoyment, let me tell you, where I love going with my dad and it's so fun to see it through his eyes and do stuff with him at Disney. It's not the same because he doesn't go as often. He always wants to stop and take pictures, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you go to Disney with people that are of your own age, your own friends that get Disney, the in and outs, like it was just an awesome memory, an awesome moment. My second favorite moment of the month was our New England spring. New England spring in this season right now, like the weather is just so beautiful. We've had really beautiful sunny days. We've had 75. We've been able to have the windows open. I still feel like I can get like bundled up in a little sweater, but it's nothing too crazy. So I just feel like the New England spring this month has been so lovely. And then my last favorite memory of the month was one of my really good friends, Katie, turned 30 and she threw this entire like Italian Positano Amalfi Coast themed party. And it was, let me tell you, so adorable and so cute. Her and her mom went like full all out and I absolutely loved it. The food was delicious. They had like a little Vespa. It was so cute. So what did I accomplish this month? Number one was saving money. I put a really good amount of money into my personal savings. Our Disney trip was paid off. So I just feel like this month I was really good about the way that I was saving money and like making sure that I could save. You know, I bought the Disney gift cards. We saved in my personal savings. So I just feel like this was a good month of some saving. And next was just enjoying moments of rest. I feel like I really accomplished making sure that in the very little pockets and little moments that I could rest, I feel like I really took advantage of them in the month of May. There was not many of them, which we will talk about in the what was missing from the month, but in the little pockets of time that I did have to rest and recharge, I would, you know, lay in bed for 2 or 3 hours and just read or watch YouTube and like regroup and rejuice myself, I guess if you could say. Like I think it's so important to have that like little pieces of alone time, and I feel like this month I really accomplished prioritizing the little pockets and moments that I did have. Next was what made me smile. Time with family and friends. Like this month was just such a month of seeing family a lot, being with friends, and just spending quality time with so many other people. And that was just such a beautiful thing, you know, getting to travel with friends and Corey and spend time and quality time with my family and spend a lot of quality time with Corey's family. I just feel like the entire month was just full of a lot of family and friend time, which I loved. Next, what made me smile was reading. I read 2 incredible books this month, and it was just so good to finally be reading again and like back in my reading era. I feel like I've kind of fallen off that wagon for a little while this year, so I'm hoping to get back into it. But reading brought me so much joy this month. I had so many, or I had two, but so, like both books were so good in my opinion. And then what else made me smile? My Disney series. That was a really long and lots of work series. Let's see, there was a pack and prep with me, a travel day, a day 1, 2, 3, 4, a Q&A, and a price breakdown. So 8 videos that came in the Disney series this year, and that was just like a lot of Disney and a lot of content to create, and I'm very proud of how it came out, so that definitely made me smile. What was missing from the month? This was a new thing that I kind of want to start implementing, because where I think it is so great to reflect on good moments of the month, I also think it's important to talk about like, where did I feel parts of emptiness? Where did I feel like things went missing or went awry? The first is consistency. We had literally, when I tell you, 0 consistency this month. There was not one week that we spent Monday through Friday at home. We were away almost every single weekend. There was an issue with my stone, so we had to bring it to the jeweler, which made us like stay in Rhode Island longer. So consistency this month was missing. I felt like enjoy my mornings, but I had no consistent morning routine, no consistent night routine. And I feel like when you go on vacation, it's always that way, right? Like it takes a little while to get like back into the groove, which is totally fine. But I just feel like this month we were constantly on the road, and it was just like too much, and it was just, there was no consistency. Next was alone time. Like I said, where I did really accomplish moments of rest, there was like 3 days of the 31 days in May that I felt like I had alone time or time to myself, and that's something that I really want to prioritize this upcoming month. Like I just feel it slipped through my fingers because of the no consistency and vacation and just like needing to be in a million places at once. So that is something that was definitely missing this month. And then on top of that, in the same vein, self-care. I feel like I didn't do any face masks. I feel like you know, like the it shower, like I feel like I didn't do many it showers. I didn't like lotion my body the way I normally do. I just like didn't take care of me because I just felt like there was no consistency, and I just didn't feel like I had the time. So in this next month, I really just want to make sure that I am prioritizing myself and things that I need, because you so often forget that and it just like slips right through the cracks. So now let's head into my word of the month, and my word of the month was full. Like my month was full of beautiful moments, meeting new friends, so much joy, so much love. Like my heart just feels so full of just the month that we had. It was so beautiful, and I really wouldn't trade it for anything else. And it was just such an incredible, monumentous, like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful month. So now that we did the May reflection, let's jump into my May goals and let's see what I did and did not accomplish. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at my 12 things to accomplish for May, and let's see what goals we achieved and what goals we did not. So $200 in Disney gift cards. I did that, so I'm very happy with that. I actually didn't bring these on our recent trip. I'm starting to save for my girls' trip in August. 2 physical books. No, I read 1 on my Kindle and 1 physical, so did not reach the 2 physical books. 75 outside hours. I crushed that. I think when I counted it was like over 100 or something, just because we went to Disney, so we were outside way more. Self-care day, did not. I have not been prioritizing self-care a lot, like I had mentioned in the May reflection. I feel like that was actually something that I kind of missed this month, so we'll see in my next kind of goals where that falls in. Clean out the closet in my clothes. I did not do that. We just, like you heard before, we have had no consistency this month and just no time to do much else, so clean out the closet did not happen. Social media Sundays, only 3 hours. That I did not reach. 1 walk a week. Nope. Did not do that. Doesn't matter what I try to do, my ass is not walking for some reason. Corey date night, yes, I did this. We actually did this on May 31st. I took Corey to a place in Connecticut called Back Nine Social. We did dinner, we did virtual mini golf. It was like a golf simulator, so it was super, super fun. So we did that. 2 Insta posts a week. I did not do that. Enjoyable mornings, yes, I feel like that was something that I really had this month, was just our mornings were enjoyable when we were at Disney or we're not at Disney, and it was just an enjoyable mornings month. $1,000 in personal savings, yes, I did that. And then 2 new recipes. We actually did this, which was very exciting. We normally are not like new recipe people when we're vacationing and stuff, so I feel like that was just really nice to get back into that. And then my 5 stretch goals: drink 2 Stanleys of water a day, I'm gonna, honestly, I am gonna circle this because I was drinking a lot of water at Disney and a lot of water once we got home. So I do think that I accomplished that. $1,000 into the wedding savings. Did not do that. Monday through Friday, no social media before 9 a.m. That was not a thing. 1 face mask a week. Didn't do that either. And no 2 new coffee shops. So my May goals were average. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 12 things. So technically an F, right? But it's still, you know, I'm still navigating. I really liked doing 12 things to accomplish rather than different categories and the 5 stretch goals. We were on vacation this month. We had a lot of travel. So I think in June, it'll be a lot easier for me to be able to say like, okay, what are these goals? How can I accomplish them? And I think I'll like it a lot more. So this was just a quick rundown of the May goals and what we accomplished. So now let's head into June's goals. All right, so let's talk about my June goals. I stuck with the exact same format. I really liked that format, and what I think I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna write these again outside of my bullet journal and on a little piece of paper and like put them in my room or put them on my whiteboard so that I can actually see my goals. I think that's something that I've realized. If it's not in front of me, it's like in one ear, out the other, and I need to do better about being able to like visually see my goals. So I wanna be able to like put my goals somewhere every month. So 12 things to accomplish for June. The first one is I want to put $1,000 in my emergency fund. Now, I know that we're saving for like an engagement party and all these things, but I just feel like I want that emergency fund to just start getting pretty full, and once it hits a certain amount, I'll be very happy and like very proud of that. So I want to put $1,000 in my emergency fund. I want to finish our European trip planning. We are going to Italy for a week together after I am done in Germany with my 2 weeks that I'm traveling to Europe for work, and we just like need to finish all the things. I want to book us a pesto making class. I want to book a boat cruise. We need to book our Airbnb. We've got Corey's flights and we've got my flights and we've got like majority of the other stuff, but we just like need to get the odds and ends planned and booked and feeling good, and that like needs to be a crossed out goal because when I look at this on June 30th, I leave for Europe 3 days after that, so the ability of not doing European trip planning is like not an option. Next is if it kills me, I'm gonna read 2 physical books this month. I love my Kindle, but I love shopping at Barnes & Noble and reading a physical book. Like that just brings me joy. I have a full bookshelf of books over here, and there's so many books on here on my TBR that I want to read, and I don't wanna buy them on my Kindle because I already have them. So I am going to read 2 physical books this month. I'm currently in my first physical book, so I need to get 1 more, maybe even a 3rd if I get a little wild, but I really wanna read 2 physical books this month if it kills me. Next is I want to do 2 Instagram posts a week. I feel like that is something that I have been wanting to do for months, and I feel like in June, where we're gone on the weekends, we're actually not gone a lot during majority of the weeks this month, so I feel like that's now something that I can put a lot of time into, and the weather's getting nice and we do a lot of fun things, so I feel like this will be the perfect time to actually be able to post twice a month on Instagram. Next is I'm taking a goal from May and carrying it over to June, which is my closet clean out. I would like to reset my closet, get rid of things I don't wear, and just like really do a deep clean of stuff that's like not serving me anymore. I have been doing a lot of online shopping. However, the reason is because I just feel like for the past like 2-ish, 3-ish years, I have been in my like loungewear because it was COVID. So I got rid of so many like nicer, cuter pieces, and now I have like nothing. So what I need to start doing is just being a lot more intentional on what I'm buying and what I'm bringing into the house. So I'm hoping to do a nice big closet clean out. I'd also like to do an at-home date night twice with Corey. I feel like with our month of July being so busy and me being on the road, I just want to spend some more quality time at home. Today we're actually like really deep cleaning the basement, which is fully furnished, which is beautiful, but it just means that we can now like do at-home date nights in the basement, so I'm very excited for that. Next is $200 in Disney gift cards. I have a girls trip this upcoming August that I want to start saving for and start making sure that I am prepared financially for, and Corey and I are in the works of planning a Disney trip for hopefully the end of September. So I just like to always be buying Disney gift cards every month. I feel like it's just a way for me to make sure that I'm saving for that vacation very intentionally, because where I have like little pockets of money for vacation, we also go to like Europe and do other things, so I just want my Disney dollars to be completely separate. Next is I want to start planning a New England summer series for YouTube. We are going to be all over the place this summer. Like, I already just know it. I mean, it's a crazy year, and that's totally fine, but I would love, love, love to plan a New England summer series. Somebody messaged me this, I think, on Instagram, and I was like, what a beautiful idea. Like, that would be so fun to do, like a Cape Cod vlog, a Martha's Vineyard vlog, a, you know, beach town in Connecticut vlog, a beach town in Massachusetts, and just like what it's like to do the summer in New England, in Rhode Island. So I definitely want to start planning that out and actually see what that could look like. How could I plug that into the next like 3-ish months of life, because I think that could be really fun. Next is I would like to hit 100 outside hours. Now, if you know, I have a goal of 730 outside hours for the year. That's 2 hours a day times 365 days. Now, with the weather getting nicer, I know that in New England, I want to spend majority of my time outside in the fresh air, because come the winter in New England, like if I haven't hit this goal by November, like there is no way I'm just going to be standing outside for hours in November and December. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I do believe that with this month and what we have going on, I can spend a lot of time outside, and I want to prioritize that, because traveling next month will be a lot of like kind of outside inside museums, traveling, planes, and so I just want to get a lot of my outside hours in this month. Next is a consistent podcast schedule. If Corey and I do not get on a consistent schedule with this podcast, it's going to be the death of me. We have the best time doing the podcast, but let me tell you, trying to find the time is so challenging, and I'll tell you why. We like to post on Wednesday. I like to record on like Mondays or Tuesdays, but that's the first night that my mom comes home, because the way that her weekends are sporadic and we're living here, so it's just like trying to find the time while also spending quality time with family when my nephew's here and like he's loud and running around. It just doesn't work. So we need to get on a better schedule of the podcast, and let me tell you, this June, this is gonna be the month, because it has to be. Next is 30 minutes of reading before bed every single night, or almost every single night. I'm trying this new thing where I'm gonna try to bucket some of these goals. So for example, I wanna read 2 physical books. So I was like, okay, if I'm really challenging myself, because I've been wanting to do that for months, if I read 30 minutes before bed every single night, there is no doubt in my mind that I could read 2 physical books, because I'll also read outside of that 30 minutes, and maybe I'll read longer. So I wanted to try to do some double goals in here. And then the next is a weeknight walk, 2 nights a week. I am going to be a walking girl, because I need to get my steps in. I just need to be doing it. It's just not an option. I need to get my steps in. I want to start going for walks, even if that means Corey and I drive and get ice cream and do a lap somewhere. I just need to like entice and get myself walking. So we're carrying that goal over, because we're gonna become a walking girl. Now let's talk about my 5 stretch goals. So the first is drink a liquid IV 5 days a week. Because I'm someone that wants to drink more water, that's an awesome goal to have. I still just like don't drink enough, and I always feel so much better when I'm very hydrated, especially with like my stomach and whatnot. You all know I've got stomach issues, and when I'm hydrated, I just feel better. So if I can drink liquid IV 5 times a week, I think my body will be very thankful for that. So I want to start to do that. I want to have this self-care day. Like where we have time this month, we don't necessarily have weekend time, so it would need to be like an after work self-care, which is totally fine, but I just want to really try to stretch myself and get in a self-care day. Next is doing more research on our fall trip. So like I said, we do want to go to Disney in the fall, maybe even like a Vermont, a New Hampshire, a Maine. We'd really like to try maybe something new this fall, and like the middle of October, end of October, maybe even November, honestly. So I want to do a little bit of research into a fall trip. I also want to put $1,000 into our wedding savings this month. That's going to be a stretch with the emergency fund, the Disney gift cards, the engagement party. There's just like a lot of saving that's happening around this month, so it's a stretch, but I'm gonna really try. And then my last one is I'd love to do a coffee shop work day. We have a coffee shop around here. It's about like 20 minutes from us. It's called Birdhouse Coffee Shop, and it is attached to the Connecticut Valley Brewing that Corey and I go to, and their coffee shop is beautiful. It is literally so cute inside, so I would love to do a coffee shop work day, or even at a Starbucks. Like, I enjoyed going and working at Tate in Boston this year, so I would just love to do that now that we're here at my mom's and try to prioritize that. So those are my June goals and things that I would like to accomplish in my stretch. So now let's close out this monthly reset with my current favorites. Alrighty, let's get into my of the month series, which is basically just another way to say my current favorites, like my book of the month, creator of the month, products of the month, all that kind of stuff. So we are gonna start with my book of the month. However, we've got 2 books. The only 2 that I read because I really couldn't choose between them both. The first one is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. Let me tell you, I read this book, and if you know and you've been following along on the vlogs, this book took me forever, like literally forever to get into. I did not get into this book until I was probably near page, honestly, like it took me a while to get into this book, like almost 100 pages. But man, the ending of this book, I remember texting Carter about it and be like, holy shit, the ending of this book was mind-blowing bananas. So I gave it, because it was really slow for me to get into in the beginning and it wasn't like the greatest book of all time, but holy cow, was the ending actually worth it. I would give it like 3.75 or 4 stars because the ending was good, but it did take me a while to really like jump into the book. And I don't normally feel like that with thrillers, but this one took me just like a little bit longer to get into. My next favorite book I actually read on my Kindle this month, and it was The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I love her writing style. Let me tell you, that lady knows how to write a thriller, and a lot of her books are on Kindle Unlimited. I think almost all of them are. The Inmate was amazing. I'm pretty sure, if I can remember correctly, like you all know, I'm not very good at like sharing the plot spark noted from a book. Basically, The Inmate was about a woman who was like trying to get a job, or like this lady who was trying to get a job, and she ended up working at the prison, which is where she basically put her high school love of her life, and she was hoping she'd have to see him. Then she sees him, and it's all about them like reconnecting again, and like this other guy that she's then interested in, and it's like a flashback throughout the entire book as well. Like I said, don't take any of my like trying to articulate book reviews. I promise when I do my mid-year book review like wrap up, I will be much better about articulating. I'll actually prepare for that a lot more. But those were my books of the month. They were amazing. Next is my creator of the month, and my creator of the month is actually from TikTok, and it is Emily Kaiser. You probably know her. She is the queen. I love when she does like her hair videos and like her little morning vlogs. Her son is adorable, and I just like, I really like her. I find them very aesthetic and relaxing. And the thing that I really love about Emily, I'm pretty sure it's Emily, I love that when I watch her videos, I never feel bad, and I necessarily never feel super influenced that I like need something new, you know what I mean? And I just feel like she does a beautiful mix of recommending products and loving products versus like her tried and trues and just like living and vlogging her regular life on TikTok. So she is my creator of the month for sure. And then my 4 products of the month, or my favorite things of the month, were number 1, which is, oh, it's right here, my holy grail new love of my life, the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. This is in vanilla. One of my friends, Rachel, got this for me for my bridesmaid gift with some really like nice perfume and a cupcake. Loved that. However, I've had a dark one. Corey got me the brown sugar, like Summer Fridays lip balm for Christmas. Let me tell you, all I want to do all day is just hold this little lip balm and get it on my lips, because it is hydrating, it is comfortable, it tastes delicious, it's not ridiculously sticky. Like, I absolutely love it. I literally can't get enough of it. So this is by far one of my all-time favorite products of the month. My second favorite product of the month is the NARS Power Matte Lipstick in the shade Dragon Girl. So I am a red lip girl. I love a red lip. I wear a lot of neutrals, so I can wear a red lip. I also, my Diet Coke nails. You all know that I love a red. This red, Jessica Braun put me on. I think she tried it maybe a few months back. Also, sorry if you can hear construction or drilling. Something's happening outside. But this Power Matte lipstick, this red, oh my God, I wore it in Disney for our like date night. Stayed on all night. It was beautiful, and I love a cool toned red, so that was definitely one of my favorites. My next favorite of the month was my Amazon bike shorts. Now, I wear my bike shorts in Disney and on vacation and traveling constantly, and the Amazon bike shorts are just, there is unlike anything like these Amazon bike shorts, and they are so cheap. It is literally what I live in the summer, with bike shorts and an oversized t-shirt, so I love those as well. And then my last favorite product of the month from this month was my Amazon sunglasses that were like the aviator ones that I bought. I saw them on TikTok somewhere. Maybe someone else tried them. I don't remember exactly like the first person I'd seen wear them, but I was like, oh, I want to try this kind of sunglass. Like I actually don't own anything like this. Oh my god, I love them. I wore them literally almost every day in Disney. They are tortoise shell and there's no metal. Like, you know, my other ones that I have with the big black frame and the gold trimming just feels like a little bit more dressy, but those just felt way more relaxed, casual. Like I absolutely loved them. I'll have all this stuff as well linked down below, so if you want to shop it and see it, you can. It's totally up to you. But that is going to conclude this month's monthly reset. I feel like this was a good one. May was beautiful. I'm very excited for June. We have our engagement party in June. My best friend's bachelorette is in June. And yeah, we've just got some fun upcoming things in the month of June, but I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. If you're new and you've made it this far, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Would love to have you in our little community over here. But with that being said, that is going to be the end of this month's monthly reset. So I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.